Gene Kelly and Jim Daly. Gene Kelly, can he dance?
Yes, he sure can.
Third down and 3 right here for New Rochelle. Scoreless ball game early in the second quarter. Alston again in motion to the left. On the handoff, right up the middle, Ray Barreras takes it. It's going to be mighty close to a first down.
Stop by Walter. Gets close to the first down.
It's going to be fourth down and less than a yard, Aubrey.
Well, this is the one. Now, Glenn Zaukas, is he the kind of man who will throw, or will he give it off tackle? I have a feeling that right up the middle is closed for him. So it's probably going to go off right tackle.
Took it himself, first down, and plenty. Down to about the 9-yard line, it'll be first and goal to go for New Rochelle. From the 9, this drive started on their own 40-yard line. Check it on the 40-yard line of Iona. There you see it, 10 minutes left in this first half, and we are scoreless in this ball game. Timeout called here on the field by the Iona Gales.
Spencer, something about a high school football game. As you notice, this is one of those overflow crowds. Whatever the stadium holds, that's what we have here. People are beginning to move in. This is a Turkey Day, the traditional game. These schools are next door to each other, right across the street. So you really have some kind of rivalry. Chris Pope, incidentally, one of the star ends on the Iona prep team, is the son of Lev Pope, head of WPIX. So I'm sure all of this makes a lot of sense.
And it makes a lot of people happy, and a lot of people in this area very happy. Well, you were downstairs introducing the players. I was telling the folks our old buddy Marty Glickman had explained to me what this game meant the first time Marty asked me to fill in for him some years back. He told me this is the rivalry. These two clubs, and 10,000 people come out. Last couple of years they haven't had that kind of crowd. They certainly have it today, and a what a ball game it has been. First and goal from the 9-yard line for New Rochelle, and on the handoff it goes to Calvin Whitfield down to about the 7-yard line.
Mike Gibbons hit good that time. Although Cal Whitfield got the necessary yardage, he got about 4 yards on that play. And so now they're knocking on that goal line door.
They're at the 5-yard line, second and goal. Clock runs, 9.5 left in this first half. Still no score. Zaukas will keep it on the ground once again to Calvin Whitfield down to about the 3-yard line. And a third down.
I'm going to give Mike Walter a big boost that time. Mike actually blew the gap, had the tackle, but he was there a little too soon.
Mike Walter, the 5'8", 180-pound junior, and some of this crowd here cheering their favorites on a third down situation right here for New Rochelle. Goal to go. The Iona prep defense digs in. The handoff to Whitfield goes the same way, and Calvin is racked up once again. It'll bring up a fourth down as Barney Rinaldi, one of the tri-captains of the Iona Gales, the left linebacker and an honor student, is there to make the stop. Brings up fourth down.
You're going to commercial now?
Fourth down coming up right here. A timeout has been called on the field. Spencer Ross and Aubrey Lewis here at Mount Vernon Memorial Field. A fourth and goal situation now for New Rochelle. Scoreless ball game, 8:36 left in the first half. Who's he going to give it to? Is he going to give it to Steve McLean or to Calvin Whitfield? He's going to keep it himself. He is in for a touchdown. Glenn Zaukas goes the final yard for a touchdown. New Rochelle is on the board, and the Huguenots lead it 6-0.
Spence, he did an outstanding thing that time, Glenn Zaukas. He went outside, he talked to his coach, he got it off, he got his composure all together, and then he went in. For the first time, he went on a fast count. They've been going on 1 or 2, and then they went on height that time and went over off that rest just a bit off that right guard. Good play.
New Rochelle will go for the 2. Calvin Whitfield was their place kicker after he suffered the ankle. They've been going for 2 ever since. The pitch out goes to Whitfield, trying to get outside. He is in. 2 points for New Rochelle. And the Huguenots lead it by a score of 8-0.
That was desire. That last half yard was desire. And we have to give him a lot of credit, Calvin Whitfield, for making it. He was hit in there. He was hit tough, but he pulled right over the goal line, just over the goal line to make it.
So New Rochelle has struck first here early in the second quarter. An 8-0 lead.
I know many people watching the game are actually getting ready to go to their own Thanksgiving. So we want to wish all of you a happy Thanksgiving and tell you, don't you break away from us.
Back deep, Mike Ferry, number 44, and 22, Bill Sweeney, as we get set for the kickoff. New Rochelle to boot the football. Taken by Sweeney, goes right up the middle, they break it. Bill Sweeney. Temple with a game saver right there as Bill Sweeney nearly went all the way for the touchdown, bringing it back to the 30-yard line.
Great running on the part of Sweeney, and Temple came up with a game saver, as Spencer Ross just indicated.
1st and 10 from the 30 of New Rochelle for Iona. Mandanero. Angelo takes the handoff, gets down to about the 27-yard line. Racked up right there. Dave O'Connell, the left corner linebacker, at 78, Bill Gaines there to make the stop, along with 66, Mark D. Benedictus. 1st and 10 now from the 22nd and 7, that is, from the 27 for Iona. Brian Cleary, the quarterback. He sends Chris Pope wide to the left in a slot left formation. On the fumble, Cleary's right back on top of it.
Chris, sometimes you wonder why those kinds of things happen, and the real thing there is there was just not a coordination between that center and Brian Cleary. Doug Keenan, the ball was centered back just a wee bit. He was pulling out of there, dropped the ball, but he's back in there ready to go again.
And a 3rd down and still 7. No loss on that play. On the handoff, it goes to Mike Ferry, and Ferry down to just about the 25-yard line. And Don Barron, number 68, the left tackle, who transferred from Blessed Sacrament High School this year, comes up to make the stop. 4th and 5. And a timeout called here by the Iona Gales. Brian Cleary, number 14, the quarterback, going back to the bench to talk with his coach, Hank Margata. His offensive coordinator, John Slocum, and Charlie Nowicki, the receiver and deep back coach.
Spencer, in that situation, they have spotters up high, other members of the coaching staff. They've looked at tendencies on the part of New Rochelle, strengths that Iona Prep has, and so right now they're deeply involved in a discussion, and they will probably call the play that Brian Cleary would have called anyway.
Brian that can throw the football. He has excellent receivers, and number 33, Chris Pope, number 85, Barney Rinaldi, and number 83, Jerry Garvey. Up on that line for the Iona Gales, a lot of you basketball fans might remember the name of Borgia, Sid Borgia, one of the finest officials ever to step on the basketball floor. And Sid's son, one of the tri-captains of the Iona Gales. He's an honor student. Saw Sid just before the ball game. Said, "Sid, is that your boy?" He says, "It sure is." And I'm proud of him.
A lot of proud fathers and mothers and uncles and aunts out here today.
4th down coming up right here. Cleary throws. It is intercepted. Sam Allen with the interception, and that stymies the drive by the Iona Gales as New Rochelle takes over.
Plus, there will be 15 additional yards. That was a face mask. He didn't mean it, but he caught him on the face mask, and thus another 15 yards added to that interception.
And it gives New Rochelle the ball in good field position. They're at their own 48-yard line, and a 1st and 10 coming up. New Rochelle leads it 8-0 with 6:24 left in this first half of play. The touchdown coming just moments ago as quarterback Glenn Zaukas took it over from the 1-yard line, and Calvin Whitfield went for the 2 and scored it, going around the left end. 1st and 10. Zaukas on the pitch out, a wild one, and the ball is recovered by New Rochelle. Number 76, Gene Kelly.
Looks like number 84 recovered that ball.
You want to fight? I said it was 76.
In view of the fact that we have a replay, we'll read it in the paper tomorrow.
There's some of the fans. Not too many seats left in this.
And there they are up
stadium.
on the roof.
Well, they're up top. 1st and 10 now for Iona Prep as they have the ball back in their own 40 following the fumble. And on the handoff, it goes to Mike Ferry. And Ferry may go all the way. He will. 40-yard run, touchdown.
Spence, that was a run called Desire. He was hit. He kept moving. He kept his feet going. He drove, and he made it.
Started from the 40, got down to about the 35 where he was hit. Appeared to be stopped, but just kept going, did Mike Ferry. And now, Iona will go for the 2 and try and tie this football game up. On the keeper, trying to get into the end zone. As Cleary, he does. We're all even. And Iona Prep has come up and tied this football game up with 5:42 left in the first half. There's a timeout on the field. The score, Iona Prep 8 and New Rochelle 8. Iona has come back and tied this football game up at 8-all with 5:42 left in the first half. And Rick Versace will kick the ball off for Iona. There he is, number 53, president of the senior class, and quite a young man. And it's taken by Alston. And Alston gets up to about the 32-yard line, and that is it. A lot of people in there on the tackle, including Greg Mercado, and it'll be 1st and 10. Right here for New Rochelle. The ball on the 31-yard line. We're all tied 8 and 8. All the scoring here in the second quarter and a penalty. New Rochelle puts the ball back on the 17-yard line for clipping. So New Rochelle forced further back into its own territory. Remember, this is the #1 football team in the state of New York amongst the AAA schools. They are undefeated. They're 8-0. But when these two traditional rivals get together, I hate to use cliches, but you throw out the old record book.
Yeah, you do. And this is a cross-the-street rivalry. They don't care what the records are.
Craig Green goes wide to the left on 1st and 10. The quarterback is Glenn Zaukas. The I formation. Barreras and Whitfield are the running backs. And Zaukas is looking deep. Throws for Green. It is incomplete. Batted away by number 32, Jim Saris. Saris only 5'9", and Craig Green 6 feet. And Zaukas just kind of lofted it up to him.
The ball kind of hung a bit. It was a long throw. and it was on dry ground. So actually, if he could have put her out there just a wee bit more towards the sideline, could have been in good shape. But the one thing that you have to understand about that is Glenn Caucus is not afraid to get back there deep in his own territory and throw that ball long.
2nd down and 10. Once again, Craig Green, the tight end, goes wide to the left side. And Caucus drops back and throws, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Iona Prep. Mark Kroenig, number 43, is the man who makes the interception. And Iona has the ball deep in New Rochelle territory. And a chance to go ahead in this ball game.
And the fans out there are going wild. Spence, if you keep that ball hanging in the air, somebody's going to get it, be it your team or the other team. And, of course, that's what is happening right now. That was a little flat pass that he played real well.
And a 1st and 10 from the 17 for Iona. Ball game all tied, 8 apiece, 4:44 left in the half. On the handoff, Cleary gives it off to Angie Mandanero. And a 2nd down coming up. Carl McCutcheon was the man there to make the stop.
Carl's big man, 6'1", 240-pound senior. Very hard to move him out of that position.
2nd and 8 from the 15. Iona looking for the 6 to go ahead. Mandanero and Sweeney are the running backs in the I formation. Cleary avoids a tackle. He may take it himself. Gets down to the 10 and out of bounds. Ryan Cleary kept us cool, saw a little daylight, and picked up about 5 or 6 yards.
What I liked on that particular play, Spencer, was the fact that the receivers, after they realized that Cleary was going to run the ball, came back and started opening a way for Bryan. And Bryan moved right down to that position where it should be, just about the 1st down.
Pretty close to it. The ball on the, we'll call it the 8, less than a yard to go for a 1st down. Pickup of nearly 7 on the play. Get the 4-minute warning now that you've got in high school football. 3 minutes 57 seconds left in this first half of play. The sun shining brightly here at Mount Vernon.
Great Turkey Day.
A fumble recovery and an interception have helped set up these opportunities for the Iona Gales. On 3rd down now, the handoff goes to Mike Ferry, and I believe he has the 1st down.
He's got the 1st down, and now they have to go about 7 yards for the goal line, so it'll be 1st and goal at the 7 for Iona Prep.
Mike Tomac was the man who made the stop, a 6 foot, 185-pound senior. The Iona Gales, coached by Hank Margata, I said to Hank yesterday, here we see, leaving the lineup, Mike Ferry, number 44.
And number 35, Angelo Mandarino, went in there for him.
1st and goal from the 6 on the handoff to Mandanero. And Mandanero stacked up right at the line by the center of that New Rochelle defense, 68 Don Barron, 79 Carl McCutcheon.
And that's a lot of weight in there, 240 and 240. I don't know if they weigh exactly the same, but it says 240, 240.
Barron 6'2", McCutcheon 6'1". And they're lining up over people like 5'9", Jim Borgia, 5'10", Doug Keegan, and 5'10", Joe Regan. 2nd and goal from the 5. Cleary on the keeper, gets down to about the 3-yard line. Number 63, Jim Kid Monroe, there to make the stop.
Bryan made a good move. Brian Cleary did that time. Had he pitched the ball, it would have been a loss of about 5 yards. So he kept that ball. He went down there. He got as much yardage as he could. Now they're knocking on that goal line about 3.5 yards away.
Goal to go for the Iona Gales. The clock ticking away. 2:18 left in this half. We're all tied. Iona 8, and New Rochelle 8.
The whole right side's open.
Cleary's looking into the end zone. Bryant's now looking for the end zone. It gets down to about the 2. A fumble, but he picks it up himself. And it'll be 4th down coming up. You know, Aubrey, going back in high school football 10, 15 years ago, 3rd down situations, throwing the football deep in your own territory, throwing the football. The game has opened up a lot on this level, hasn't it?
It sure has. In the olden days, as my youngsters would say, we did an awful lot.
In the olden days.
We did a lot of running, but now they understand the passing game more. They go with what they have, and this could be a big play. 4th down.
It is 4th down from the 1-yard line, and on the keeper, Brian Cleary. Let us say touchdown. Brian Cleary took it over from the 1. A 17-yard drive, which took 7 plays. And Iona has taken the lead by a score of 14-8. And now the extra point coming up. Rick Versace.
A big play.
Will kick it, and he kicks them good. He's missed only 3 all season. He has still missed only 3 all season as Versace puts it right in between the uprights. And big surprise, Iona Prep has taken a 15-8 lead over New Rochelle with 1 minute and 50 seconds left in this first half of play.
I'll tell you, Spence, you can see it in their eyes. They want it, and they want it badly. They're moving out after it. That time they went off tackle well. They threw well. Brian did some kind of job moving to the outside. They got a one or two breaks and end for the score.
And Aubrey, considering the fact that it was New Rochelle that scored first, the undefeated team, #1 ranked in the state, New Rochelle didn't really have any opportunity to take advantage of that old friend momentum because it quickly turned around. And we're setting out for the kickoff. Versace will boot the football and back deep for New Rochelle. On the kickoff, number 41, Calvin Whitfield. Steve McLean goes for it, but it goes out of bounds, so they'll have to kick it over again. And the ball will be spotted back on the 35-yard line on the re-kick. Well, I've been doing it, I guess, 3 now, and far and away.
By the way, you
the best. I want to remind you this game is being brought to you by the People's Bank of New Rochelle and Crabtree Toyota. Kicking the ball off for New Rochelle High School will be Mike Tomac, number 90, a 6 foot, 185-pound senior. Iona Prep will receive.
Spence, as Calvin Whitfield said, the word this half is zoom.
Now we shall see if New Rochelle can do some zooming. Back deep for the Iona Gales, 22, Bill Sweeney, and number 44 on the left of your screen, Mike Ferry, who broke that 40-yard run for the touchdown for Iona Prep. Tomac to kick off. A short kick taken by Angie Mandanero on the 15, and Mandanero zapped back at about the 17-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 coming up for Iona.
Once again, New Rochelle got the ball, got a little break there. The ball didn't take a true hop. And got them down deep. Iona Prep down deep in their own territory. Iona Prep is the kind of team with Brian Cleary at the quarterback who can get out of this little muddy area and into the more little drier area over to the side. So let's see what kind of plays he's calling. Let's see what changes they've made at halftime.
1st and 10 from the 18. Sweeney 22, 44 Ferry are the running backs, and that's Bill Sweeney, number 22, getting up over the 20. You know, Aubrey, he's only 5'8", He's 180 pounds. Bill Gaines made the tackle on that, but Bill Sweeney can bench press 325 pounds. Would you say he's a strong young man?
He is. That's superb upper body strength. Spencer, I saw something that time which might tell us what's going to happen. They're doing a little more trapping now. That first play was a big trap up the middle, so maybe they've seen something.
Second down and 6 from the 22. And the handoff once again goes to Bill Sweeney. And Sweeney up to about the 25-yard line. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 3. Mike Tomac, the right side linebacker, number 90, there to make the stop. 15-14, Iona leads it. We're early in the 3rd quarter here at Mount Vernon Memorial Field. Cleary on the handoff, this time to Mike Ferry, close to the first down. Stop made by Bill Gaines, number 78, and I believe it's going to be a first down for Iona, but we're going to get a measurement.
Yeah, it looks close from here. It looks like they may have it by a nose.
Chains are brought out. And it is a first down for Iona on the 28-yard line.
This is an amazing series, Spencer. For 9 years, Iona Prep took New Rochelle, and they won last year, New Rochelle did. And back this year with the #1 team in the state of New York, looking for another win, but Iona Prep won't let it happen.
Brian Cleary takes the snap, and on the handoff once again to Bill Sweeney. And look at that young man run for daylight. Oh,
Fumble
on the play. And it is recovered by New Rochelle. New Rochelle has the football, and they have it in excellent field position on the 35 of Iona Prep.
Those kind of things happen a great deal, particularly on that second effort. It was a second effort that it made him. He was actually behind the line of scrimmage, should have been tackled, moved on, and was moving to the inside when the ball popped out.
Jim Kid Monroe, number 63, was the man who recovered the fumble. 1st and 10 from the 35 for New Rochelle High School. Len Zaukas, the quarterback. The handoff this time goes to Ray Barreras. Barreras down to the 33-yard line.
And Jim Daly, big 6 feet, 190-pound senior, made that tackle. Good move. He stood his ground. He got hit. He stood his ground, and he made it. He stuck his nose in there.
2nd down and 8 from the 33. For New Rochelle, they trail 15-14 with 9:20 left in this first half. Frankie Alston goes wide to the left. Craig Green wide to the right. High formation. He's looking for Craig Green. He has him. Oh! Pass just a little behind him, and Green had to kind of turn, and Mike Manueli hit him just as he grabbed the football.
Good move on the part of Mike Manueli. He had to make the move. Other than that, Green would have made it. He was actually catching the ball a little behind him, and that was the difference.
3rd down coming up now for New Rochelle. They need 8 yards. Ball down on the 33-yard line, we'll call it, of Iona Prep. Alston in motion to the right.
Screen.
And a good little screen pass to the tight end, Don Casale. And Casale comes up close to the first down. Ball's going to be spotted down at about the 27-yard line. It'll be a 4th down coming up. Now they spot it down on the 29. It'll be 4th and 3.
Come on, defense! Come on!
And no doubt about it, they're going to go for it right here.
Oh, absolutely. They'll be going for it. Whether or not it looks like pass. Time.
And a timeout called here by quarterback Len Zaukas, who will go back over to the bench to talk to Paul Ryan. And right here we get a timeout on the field with a score. Iona Prep 15, New Rochelle 14. See the all-new Toyota Celica liftback at Crabtree Toyota. They're at 162 Main Street in New Rochelle. 4th down coming up right here for The New Rochelle Huguenots, they trail 15-14. They are undefeated going into play today. We have 8:48 left in the third quarter. They're in Iona territory. The ball on the 29-yard line. And Glenn Zaukas, the quarterback, barks the signals in an I formation. He looks and fires, incomplete, intended for Craig Green.
He has to understand that it's mud out there. He went out there, he was in good position, but he could not react behind him. The pass was thrown a little behind him, but because it was muddy, his feet.
Coach Paul Ryan of New Rochelle did say to me he felt the muddy field would hurt his club more, and Hank Margana echoed that also. He felt it would hurt New Rochelle more, and you saw an example right there.
Particularly on those little moves. See, his men are very fleet of foot, and they have a chance to make these little outside moves, the little inside cuts and curls, and with that kind of muddy ground, it's pretty hard to do.
1st and 10 for the Iona Gales on the 29-yard line, their own 29. On the handoff, fumbled away by Mike Ferry, but Ferry right on top of it once again. And a 2nd down coming up. And a loss on the play, back to the 27, 2nd and 12.
Just a matter of a little off timing early in the second half. Ball not quite getting back there at the right time. Ferry was closing when he didn't have the ball.
2nd down and 12 for Iona. And get a motion penalty right there as Bill Sweeney started to move toward the line as he misread the count. 5-yard penalty puts it back on down to the 22-yard line, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
The little things that hurt you, the little mental errors, the improper timing, those are the kinds of things that hurt you, but this Iona club is well coached. They will be back.
On 2nd and 12, Brian Cleary getting excellent protection. He's going to have to carry it himself, and he is thrown out of bounds at about the 18-yard line by Mike Tomac, number 90, the right side linebacker.
He was looking for Chris Pope, who did a long, what we might call a square out. Looked like he was going about 35 yards down and is squaring out.
So the ball now down at the 18. It is 3rd and 21 for Iona. Mike Ferry comes out of the lineup now, number 44, replaced by 35, Angelo Mandanero. Chris Pope goes wide to the right. Slot right formation.